Well, Gautam Shah is founder and chief strategist at Goldilocks Premium Research. Gautam, good to have you with us here. Thank you very much for your time. So we got you on a not a big day, but on a down day. So we're down 100 points, Gautam. How are you looking at the price action over the last couple of weeks, and what do you make of it? What's the assessment near to medium term?
Good morning, Prashant. Well, I think we've gone through a very unique correction in the last 1 month. There was this euphoria around that level of 20,000 on the Nifty last month. You had a scenario wherein just about everything was doing well, large caps, mid caps, small caps, all at the same time. Indian markets enjoyed a lot of tailwind. Global markets were very steady. And I think that euphoria pretty much triggered this correction, which was much needed because I think the month of June and July saw a phenomenal, almost a vertical move up. But I think, as I said, this is a very unique correction because the Nifty is fallen about 700, 750 points. But the beauty is you have the mid cap index, which was at lifetime highs yesterday, and the small cap index, the small cap 100 index, hit a level of 12,000 yesterday, which was also a lifetime high. So I think this is a market about stocks. I think we have been maintaining this right from the start of this year, that the index will not do anything special. It will go through its correction phases from time to time. But I think sectorally, theme-wise, I think there are immense opportunities, and this trend is going to continue. So really, it's just the top 100 which have been impacted. Aside of that, I think this market continues to be very, very strong. Also, I do believe that this is just a normal correction. 19,300 has held out so well in the last 2-3 weeks. If this number were to break, you might see an attempt into that 18,900, 19,000 zone. But anything close to 18,900, 19,000, I think the market becomes a buy, and we hopefully see a turnaround very soon, leading to a move back to 20,000 and beyond. So the short, medium-term view remains bullish. It's just that the index is going through that difficult corrective phase, which I believe closer to the end of this month should get completed.
Okay, that's great to hear, Gautam. I think after a while I'm hearing you get so bullish on the market, right? If I'm not wrong.
No, Sonia, it's just after we've been talking after a while, and I think in between so much has happened in the last 2.5 months. And, the mid-cap, small-cap space, there's so many themes and sectors have done so well. So, there's nothing on the charts in absolute terms that tells us that the markets are weak. After all, we've fallen 3% from the highs. If you compare India versus the world, India versus US, India versus Europe and the rest of Asia, our ratio charts have been in an uptrend all along. So no complaints, honestly.
So, the reason I'm asking you, Gautam, is because, this is the time when the market is sort of stalling a bit, right? It could perhaps be just taking some time out before the next leg of an up move. But what do you do at a time like this? And what are the, markers on the upside? I heard you mention 20,000 briefly, but by the end of the year, where do you see the Nifty?
I was very optimistic yesterday because the Nifty was making an attempt to get past that big resistance of 19,600, but it faltered. And today we are back at the lower end of the range because this 19,300, 19,600 band has pretty much been a pendulum in the last, a month or so. And once the Nifty gets past 19,600, I think the uptrend will resume. And then we are looking at 20,000 and possibly 20,400. Unfortunately, I do not have big numbers to work with beyond 2,400 because I think it's a sort of an inflection point. But any which way, I think that, as I said, this market is about themes. So we continue to like the pharma space. We love the way the IT space has come back in the recent past, despite all the negative talk and the headwinds coming from global markets. And I do believe that the IT index is readying for a fresh breakout and could actually lead the market higher. And let's also not ignore the banking index. I think around 44,000, there is not much to lose on the bank Nifty. And I also love the way the PSU banking space is setting up at this point of time. So these 3 or 4 pockets that I highlighted, I think are the best opportunities as I see it till the Nifty, goes through this consolidation.
All right. Well, Gautam, just request to just hang on. By the way, we have a bit of a recovery that's underway on the Nifty itself. We're 50 points off the day's low. Bajaj Finance, just pull up the intraday chart out there. Stock has done quite well. It's recovered from the day's low. LTI Mindtree as well as another stock that's doing well. And even Bajaj Finserv, there's only so much that they can do in terms of weightage. But that Nomura note that stated that, they have well-diversified liabilities. Exit of HDFC is a positive for Bajaj Finance, and also they believe the concerns surrounding, with the entry of Jio Financial Services are a little bit overdone. So both these two stocks doing quite well. Well, Gautam, always good to hear your thoughts, Gautam. I wanted to ask you about a large heavyweight stock. HDFC Bank, that's been a rank underperformer. Year to date, not done much. I think last 1 year, maybe last 3 years actually, from COVID levels itself, it's rallied the least. Now, that's the largest weight on the Nifty. How are things shaping up out there on the charts?
HDFC's bank has just become too big for the Nifty, for the bank Nifty, and for the overall market. And if this one stock does not do well along with Reliance, it becomes very difficult for the indices, the headline indices, to do well. And that's exactly what has happened in the last 1 month. But I think there was so much development around the merger. So I think it's all settling down now. There isn't much to lose. I think 1525 to 1550 is a rock solid medium-term support on HDFC Bank. And I want to believe that it should turn around from somewhere around these levels and probably go gradually back to 1750 to 2000. So we remain extremely bullish. It's just that it's going to take its time. I don't think these stocks can give you momentum. In fact, the top 50 stocks in the Nifty just don't have great momentum to do well. Whereas if you go outside of the Nifty, look at the NSE 500, look at the NSE Next 50, those pockets offer far greater value.
Gautam, so let's talk about stocks from that space and tell us a few stocks from a positional standpoint where there is money to be made.
So, Prashant, I spoke about IT. I think probably we're one of the few people on the street to have a very contrarian view on IT, because I think price correction was done with a few months back, and I think it's gone through time correction in the last 3 months. The setup is beautiful. All the negative news has been pretty much digested. The ratio chart of the IT index divided by the Nifty is at a multi-year low. And I think the chances of a turnaround from here is pretty high. And we've been betting on TCS and Tech Mahindra. I think we like both these stocks, and we feel that, they could lead the market higher, along with Infosys, which has actually come back very well after the disappointment from the results. So IT is one space where I believe that there is a 10 to 15% move coming, which I don't see in any of the large cap indices. Aside of that, I think metals has been in our focus list. I think metals does not have much to lose. So you're looking at JSW Steel, the Tata Steels, the Nalcos, and the sales of the world. Very good chart structures, and I think they should rebound as well. And pharma clearly has been the poster boy of the last 3 months. This rally is going to continue because pharma came out of a 2-year-long bear market. So the opportunities, even from current levels, are quite immense.
Okay, one final question then. What would you do with some of these names in the banking space that are struggling a bit, right? I mean, of course, HDFC Bank is the poster boy of the struggling stock of the year. But apart from that, there are names like SBI that have come off about 10-12% from their highs. Do you use this as an opportunity to buy, or do you stay away?
We are extremely positive on the entire PSU banking basket. The PSU banking space in the mid cap and the small cap side has done very well. You might have seen many big winners. And if you see the PSU banking space, we see a multi-year breakout that seemed to have taken place in the recent past. So I see SBI rebounding from here. I see Canara Bank doing well. I see BOB doing well. And some of the other smaller names, which is usually a retail favorite, I think they should also continue to do well. So if you want to be focused on banking right now and till the end of the year, it'd rather be PSU banking.
Okay, Gautam, we leave it at that. Thanks a lot for joining in. Appreciate your thoughts. And that's an optimistic Gautam Shah on the market, saying that the short to medium term is positive. They are optimistic on the market, but the very near term, maybe a little bit of struggle is what you can see.